So in today's video, we are going to talk about Benson Oil Palm Plantation PLC, which was founded in the year 1976. It's into food, beverages, and tobacco. The industry is agricultural products and services. It has a market capitalization of 1.943 billion and outstanding shares of 34.8 million. So one thing you have to look at from a company before investing is comparing it with its peers within the same sector. As we can see, Benson Oil Palm Plantation is being compared with Farm Milk, Easy Holdings, and Guinness Ghana. So with the Benson Oil Palm Plantation, it's having a price to earning ratio of 19.7. That's good. It's good to invest in Benson Oil Palm Plantation based on this indicator, comparing it with 8PS. So the next thing we are going to look at is earning and revenue history. So revenue deals with what the company has generated, and the earning talks about after the deduction of the expenses they use to generate the revenue, what's left is their earning. So looking at the earning to revenue history, I think so the blue line represents the revenue while the green one represents the earning. So as time goes on, you can see from the top left corner, you can see as I'm pulling it upward, you can see the revenue to earning kept changing as time goes on, and so on till September 30th 2025. That was the last time it was updated. So the next thing we are going to look out for is the financial position of the company. We look at the asset and then the liabilities. So within the short term, it's having asset of 202 million, liabilities of 96 million, and the long term is having asset of 244 million and liabilities of 0. I can see both the short term and the long term, the assets are far more than the liability, and that's a good sign that you have to invest in Benson Oil Palm Plantation. And these are additional details you have to look out for. Maybe the debt to equity ratio, and the history is as follows. This is the history from looking at the top left side of the chart. You can see the debt to equity ratio shows, and comparing the debt to equity ratio, I can see the debt to equity ratio is also good. It's having 0 Ghana cedis debt. And so let's talk about the ownership. So the state or the government owns about 0.429% of the company. Individual insiders owns about 2.71%. Institution owns about 8.46%. General public owns about 11.8%, and public companies owns about 76.6%. So let's talk about the top 17 shareholders of Benson Oil Palm Plantation. They own about 88.23% of the company. The first one is Walmart International Limited. They own 76.6%, and it's worth 1.5 billion Ghana cedis. So the next company is Social Security and National Insurance Trust. They own about 4.31% of the company, which is equivalent to 83.7 million, followed by Enterprise Group PLC. They own 2.55%, followed by Moses Afedo owns 0.85%, Adums Tool owns 0.8%, Ghana owns about 0.43%, Brempom Nana owns about 0.4%, Anthony Otan JC owns about 0.4%, Data Bank Asset Management owns about 0.35%, and many more. So these are all the companies or individuals that own shares on Benson Oil Palm Plantation. So the next thing we are going to talk about is the stock community. So during the beginning of the year, Benson Oil Palm Plantation was having a share price of 55.82 Ghana cedis, and today it's having a share price of 58.61 Ghana cedis. That's about 5% increment so far, comparing it to last year. Last year, it began the year with a share price of somewhere 25.26 Ghana cedis, and ended the year with a share price of, let's check and see, this December, somewhere 55.82 Ghana cedis. You can see how it has performed during the year, and this new year 2026, it has already performed, or it has moved by 5%, and these are other things You can check. Benzo Oil Palm key details, the profit, the earning, other expenses, and the revenue. You can check all this and many more. I think that's all I have for you. So in the comment section, maybe drop the company you want me to do a video on next.